And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. It's just basketball, but not to the Timberwolves. So, man, I'm very excited that the Timberwolves are moving on for more reasons than one. So to be honest, I actually didn't watch most of the game last night. I started off watching, then I kind of was just checking in here and there. And the last I checked in, the Nuggets were up quite a bit. And I was thinking, that Nuggets championship DNA may pull this off. And wow, to my surprise, I was actually on my way home, decided to cut on YouTube and saw Dreamers Pro talking about this game. And I was like, wow, okay, Timberwolves pulled this off. So I got home and started, checking out the stats and checking out some of the post-game interviews. And like I said, I'm very excited not only for Anthony Edwards. Like I said, I am a fan of Anthony Edwards. Again, if we're talking about the Jordan and Kobe comparisons, definitely premature. And honestly, I'm not sure if he's going to be that magnitude. But what I can say is this. Anthony Edwards is a more than formidable player. He's a competitor, and he's a good leader. I would say on his way to being a great leader. And, I think, to me, when I was kind of watching some of the highlights from the game and, checking out the box score and looking at Timberwolves had a pretty balanced attack from everybody. And Anthony Edwards only had 16 points in the game. I know when I was watching, he wasn't doing much on the offensive end. But I think this is the other thing that really impresses me about him. And as a matter of fact, he mentioned this during, I guess it was a courtside interview. And he mentioned, hey, learning to affect the games in other ways, that he was able to affect the games in other ways, even though, his offense wasn't happening, especially early on. And again, this is another commendable thing. This is, yes, fanboys, I'm getting ready to talk about the false king. You're correct. I'm doing a video about Anthony Edwards, and yes, I'm about to talk about your king. But this is another thing that I have constantly said about LeBron James is that LeBron James, when he is not scoring, he doesn't know how to affect the game in any other way. It's like when he's not scoring, again, because he's a front runner, when things aren't going his way, he just tends to shut down. And but Anthony Edwards, like I said, affected the game by playing some great defense. I think he played some great defense on Murray. And that kind of thing spreads throughout the team. Again, when we're talking about the greats and we're talking about leadership, these are the kind of things that we're talking about, is affecting the game in other ways. Where you're talking about Larry Bird or even Magic Johnson, who, a lot of people say he wasn't great on defense, so to speak. But what he was is he still found ways to impose his will on the game, which, Magic would score when he needed to. But he knew how to impose his will, how to control the game, how to control the tempo, those kind of things. That is very important for a leader to understand and for a leader to be able to spread throughout the rest of the team, is that importance of, hey, just because your jumper isn't falling, there's plenty of ways to affect the game. And so the other thing that Anthony Edwards said in his courtside interview, he said something about the coach telling him that he was playing too slow. And he said something like, and I'm paraphrasing, yeah, coach, told me I was playing too slow and I needed to basically speed up my decision making. And he did that. He did that, which is why I think why that change happened in the second half, obviously. But again, that being coachable is such an important thing, and it's just a great thing to see that not only is this guy, well, it's what we talk about, right? He's a great leader because he is coachable. And it's two things that's the opposite of LeBron James. And then last but not least, I just want to talk about, when I watched the post-game interview, that, again, and I've said this in another video, it's just his happiness for the success of his teammates. It's such a great thing to say. And I would actually say this. I think this team may wind up being one of the greatest teams that we've seen in quite a while. Just in terms of having a great leader who follows the coach and who is also very encouraging, who holds his teammates accountable, but is also very encouraging and celebrates their successes. And you can tell he's genuinely happy when that happens. And so, yeah, as a team, they just seem to be coming together and really supporting each other, really being okay with being held accountable. And so I'm very excited that the Timberwolves won this game. I am very excited to see what they do against the Mavericks. And I tell you what, more than anything, I am excited to see this diva era of the NBA seems to be coming to an end potentially, hopefully. Like the LeBron James, the James Hardens, the Kawhi Leonards, even I have to put Steph Curry in the mix with that. Maybe not so much from the diva standpoint. The Damian Lillards. I'm just happy to see that this era of player is hopefully coming to an end. And I will be rooting for the Timberwolves against the Mavericks. Like, I hope they knock out Luka and Kyrie, even though I will say Kyrie seems to be, we talked about this in the live stream yesterday, Kyrie seems to be in a better place. He seems to be playing better and mentally in a better place than we've seen him, in the past several years. So, I'm happy for that. But, I want to see the Minnesota Timberwolves. I want to see these guys get to the finals and hopefully win it all. But, one step at a time. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of the game? Did any of you actually watch the full game? Like I said, I was kind of checking in the early part of the game, and then once I kind of saw the Nuggets were up, I figured that championship DNA was probably gonna win them the game, and so I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that wasn't the case. And like I said, got home, checked out some of the box scores, checked out some of the highlights and post-game interviews and whatnot. And yeah, very excited. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you guys as impressed with the Timberwolves as I am? Are you impressed with Anthony Edwards? Do you think that this younger generation coming into the NBA now is kind of ushering out the whole diva era? And I guess here's a question for you. With these younger competitive players coming in, how do you think that is going to fare when we still have such a weak commissioner in place in charge of the whole NBA? But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.